Good evening and welcome, everybody. I'm so honored to have you with us here tonight. As we know, everybody has had a headache from here to there, no matter what. Have y'all both of you men had headaches before? Big times, right? They are not any fun to have. Headaches can be quite painful, actually. So headaches, as we know per se, they are a painful sensation in any part of your head, ranging from a sharp pain to a dull pain. And of course, we know there are many, many symptoms that go along with headaches. Headaches can have causes that aren't even due to an underlying maladies. Examples are lack of sleep can cause you a very dull headache. Incorrect eyeglasses can cause our eyes to hurt. Anybody that wears glasses knows that for a fact. Stress. We all know that stress can definitely bring on headaches, loud noises, tight headgear. There's so many different things in our lives that can create headaches. Now, let me see if I can this down for you can see a little bit. Okay. Tension headaches. Now, I'm sure everybody has had a tension headache, correct? Stress, stress, stress. Tension headaches are one of the most common types of headaches. Stress, muscle tension are often factors with these headaches. Tension headaches do not often cause the nausea or the vomiting or the light sensitivity, but they do cause that steady ache rather than that booming, throbbing pull. So you can apply ice or a cool washcloth to the headache, to your forehead, but be careful because it can cause other problems. You don't want to use heat because that brings the circulation up and you're going to thump that much more. Massage, you can massage. Again, roll to the right, never to the left, always roll with the clock. And you can massage all over your head. You can do figure eights. And another thing you can do is come down here into your hair and literally pull it. Yes, I have a headache. So yes, I'm doing it. Pull it out. It feels good. It's like it's a release. It's like when when you're doing tapping and you go, that's what it feels like when you're pulling your hair out. So you can massage your temples, your scalp, your neck, your shoulders, your fingertips, or you can gently stretch that lovely neck of yours. Do figure eights, tap. And also, these lovely hair brushes. We all know that these hair brushes have these little inclinations and have little dots, right, on the ends, so they don't poke us good. Well, you can literally tap all the way around with your hairbrush on your head, on your scalp. I even do it on my hips when I don't want to be pinching my hips, and it will send those vibrational energies out there to allow that ease to actually happen. You can believe that or not. If I can get this to go. Multiple factors can bring on tension headaches, including, as we talked about, stress, inadequate sleep, and poor posture. I'm kind of a posture person, so I sit up straight. Do you notice people when they shrunk over like this? Do you ever notice the difference between shrinking over and no? The more you have poor posture, the more stress and tension are on your shoulders, and the more pain is going to be in that neck. So the main symptom is pain, of course, on both sides. It can just be one side. You can use pain relievers or other medications. Doctors like to prescribe Imitrex, but these are, in my opinion, just a little Band-Aid that goes over it. It doesn't take the root imbalance away. And if you worked with the root imbalance, you wouldn't have to worry about ever having that headache again, would you? So why not? Let's deal with it from the root imbalance. Essential oils, peppermint. Remember, I don't want to use anything neat. I want you to break it down. Peppermint oil, rosemary, lavender, chamomile, and eucalyptus all have properties that can help with tension headaches. Now, above this bone, as you come up the back of your head and in this bone, and you can do it on both sides, right there is where that atlas comes into that former, right? So right there is where you want to apply that essential oil. And you can actually hold this area, and mine is really sore, and massage that puppy, do the tips, do the tapping, or get out your Luvely good crystal, and rub the area. There's so many beautiful things you can do to help yourself. Now, if we have a headache, I know we've talked about some of these before. Has everybody done a crown pull before? David has. Okay. You know how I like you to rub your hands together, shake that energy off. Everybody do it with me. Put your fingers at the center of your forehead, push in, pull out, shake it off. Push in, pull out, shake it off. You do this all the way around to the back of your neck. And what I do, because at times when I get headaches, mine are on the sides. So halfway in between my ear and my crown, I do the sides as well, because that energy, whoo, I really got a headache, gets stuck in there. Now, this is another one you can do. After you've done that one, I want you to put your hand on your heart. I want you to put your hand across your forehead, and I want you to breathe. Now, I want you to do it 3 times. Hand on your forehead, and then hand on the side right above your ear. And make sure those fingers are across that crown chakra. And then come all the way to where your hand's at the very back. And then come over here on this side and just switch hands on your heart. And just do several deep breaths. Now, this will bring that energy, that vibration, that circulation into that area and allow it to open up. How does that feel? Does that feel good?
Yes.
Awesome. Great. Okay. Cluster headaches. How many of you have ever had a cluster headache? Oops. These cluster headaches you have, Nidhi, they are not fun, are they? Lord have mercy, no. Are they painful? And I'm trying to get this to see if it'll let me work it, and it's not going to. Okay, there we go. Okay, cluster headaches. It's usually, it catches a hold of your eyebrow and a little bit of your forehead. Not always. Sometimes it is elsewhere. But these cluster headaches are very frequently. They can last from a few weeks to a few months. Yes, really. And they are painful. They do have remission, and the attacks may stop for months in between. But what was the root cause of that cluster headache? Now, one of the things you can do, besides the ice and the stuff, is to actually grab your thumb and forefinger. Ooh, and you can really tell I have a headache. And you want to grab a hold of those eyebrows, and you want to pull that off of your skin. You can do that with me if you want. Some people don't like how this feels because it does feel odd, but boy, sorry, and I'm just going to tap it because mine are hurting. I do have a headache. So we can come back in here after we do that, and we can tap our eyes like I'm doing here. And then we can come in if your eyes are involved, and do tiny pinches. And I do mean tiny pinches. And that just allows the stagnation to go away. And then you can lay your finger on your nose and tap it across your eye. I do 100 taps on each side, and then I rub and I do this to where my pinky fingers are across my third eye. The other three are up on my neurovascular points, and my thumb on both hands are on my temples, and I just hold. And then you can take it away and you can do figure eights across your eyes and let that energy relax. Now, the anti-inflammatory property of frankincense works really well, but you don't want to get it in your eyeballs. If you get any essential oil in your eyes, use milk very quickly to rinse it out. Pour it this way so it goes from out to out. Because I've had essential oils in my eyes before, and you really don't want it in there. So with cluster headaches, it's only on one side of the head. But remember, it can have nasal discharge and it can have redness and tearing of the eyes. You can, like I said, put a cold pack on there 10 to 20 minutes at a time every hour. But don't go any longer than that. That can necrose the skin. Make sure you're taking deep belly breaths. But when you're in pain, I know how hard it is to take deep belly breaths. Once you learn what your triggers are that are causing your headaches, will help you avoid any future headaches. And even though you're not having a cluster headache at this present time, you can still go into the subconscious and find the actual trigger of what is causing this cluster headache. Now, I did some research, and people with cluster headaches also seem to have a lower hormone of melatonin within their body. Now, I don't suggest to people to take melatonin, but if you do muscle tests that you need this, and I mean applied muscle technique, applied kinesiology, that you need this, then do this. But you want to start your body training it at nighttime, at a certain time at night, at 8 o'clock, all the lights go down, everything goes down, all devices, everything gets shut off, and your body starts coming down. We have to train our body to do the very best that it can for us. And that way, that melatonin will be activated. Also, remember behind your knees, where that crease is, where the knot is behind your knees, that is the melatonin meridian point for your body. And you can massage, tap, or do figure eights right there to help alleviate it and get you that melatonin. You can also, as Dr. Brad does it, you can energetically put it in your body, just like we can do anything. Okay. Now, this is the isometric press. Now, when my headaches aren't like they are right now, but this is one of the ways that you can help your headaches. So you want to relax your shoulders, because if you notice when you have a headache, your shoulders are tight, aren't they? Are your shoulders tight when you have a headache? Okay. So put your hand upside your head, tilt your head to the right, do the right first, and bring your ear as close as you can to your right shoulder. And you place your palm against it. And you want to push the palm and the head. And you release, and you push it, and you release. And you do it 3 times, all the way in the back. You do it, ooh, obviously that is hurting on me, all the way back. Ooh, and make sure your belly breathing in here. And this actually allows that pressure, ooh, it doesn't like doing it forward, to calm down, which will again relax everything in your head. And some people even like to tap on their head and do the figure eights the whole way while they're doing it. But why they're doing this and doing this, I don't do that. Do it how you feel is best for you. But this isometric press really works well for a lot of people. Now, this is what I mainly experience as migraines. I got them when I was little, and now that we know the triggers, we are dealing with them. So migraines often are, as you know, preceded by warning symptoms. No one's going to be the same. Nobody's warning signs are going to be the same. They can be hormonal changes, certain foods, certain drinks, stress, certain exercises will cause a migraine. Migraines cause that deep throbbing in your head that varies in intensity. It can and it will make you very nauseated. It will make you sensitive to light and to sound. And it can be very unnerving when you get a migraine. They do have preventive medicine. They do have pain relieving medication that can manage it. But, what if you could find out what your own triggers are and actually remove them so you don't have to deal with this anymore? Because we know different foods can cause migraines, the 5 C's, cheese, chocolate, coffee, Coca-Cola, citrus fruits, and the other C, the 6th C is Claret, red wine. All of these things can cause us to have major headaches, migraines. So are you muscle testing on your solar plexus whether this food is for your highest good or not? Or are you just letting that fleshy part of you say, yeah, man, I want some chocolate, I want some cheese, and I want some wine? Yep. And then we pay for it later. Okay. So we have to listen to our body. So when you have a migraine, you want to turn them lights down low, baby, because lights do have problems. Light and sound can make that migraine worse. Relax in a very dark, quiet room. If you have one of those sleep pads that go over your eyes, utilize that. Temperature therapy can help. Some people can't handle in warm temperatures. They've got to have it in a cooler room. So having cooler room may help. Some people like the hot, but it's all up to you. Everybody is different. That caffeinated drink, you may need a sip. Do you know why? Because of your adrenal glands. Your adrenal glands are exhausted because they've been pushing because you've got a headache. And now they need a little assistance. So you can use a little caffeine. Or you can rub your hands together, shake it off, put your hand on your neurovasculars, put this hand above your belly button where your adrenal gland and your kidney points are, and put some energy into that adrenal point all yourself without taking that caffeine into your body. But if you need to, please use small amounts of caffeine in the very early stages to alleviate your headache. You can also use 2 to 4 drops of lavender into steam inhalation. Have you ever done steam inhalation? To where you drop it, you can drop it into a pan of boiling water, and just drop the 2 to 4 drops in, put a towel over your head and breathe that in. Or you can use a mister and put it in the mister and put it in the same room that you're in. Lavender is a very good, calming, beautiful Mother Earth. I love lavender. Okay, this is called the Union Valley Notch, the Hegu. It works not just for headaches, it works for several things. So I do mean get in there, and I mean put some pressure in there. Some people, like mine, for instance, mine has a knot on both sides, both of them. Does yours have a knot? Yours has a knot? Nitty, yours has a knot? Jeff, does yours? David, does yours have a knot? Sidra, does yours have a knot? This is right here. Leslie's, does yours have a knot? Mine has a huge knot.
Yes, it does.
It does. Okay.
Yeah.
Please, you can even put lavender or frankincense or whatever essential oil trips your trigger to massage into this area. And you can do it often. I even tap on mine, but I do it quite often, and it does relieve my headache pain. Now, there's two other places that we can push. The Tai Yang, which is located in the depression of the temples on both sides of the heads. As we know, triple warmer is right in here too. And boy, I guess I needed some because mine's hurting. And then the other headache points is right here. And I actually pair it up with my pericardium one, which is in between on my sternum, in between my breasts. And I pair it up with that one, and I tap, I massage to the right, I do figure eights, and then I tap again. I do things a little bit differently, but this is the spot at the center of your forehead. And they say down here, but if you have trouble with your head and having headaches, you can also shut your third eye down. Just bring it down, let it go to sleep. Doesn't need to be open right now while you have a headache. TMJ, how many of you have suffered from TMJ pain? Too many, too often. So this muscle of your TMJ runs along and into the cheek, and these muscles can cause great pain. And of course, headaches. When the muscles in your jaw tense up, it's like when does anybody ever grind their teeth at night? If you have, you know how sore this can get. So the difference between TMJ and the headaches is get in here and massage this jaw. When you can feel right as your mandibular and mandible. Now mine, as you notice when I talk, my jaw goes over. I've been punched in the face so many times that my jaw automatically goes over. So can you feel, does yours open at the same time? Do you feel that? Do both sides open at the same time?
Yes.
Good, 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 good. I'm glad it does. Mine does not. So you can utilize over the counter medication, but you can also do these few things. Let me see if I put them out here. I did. Okay. I wasn't sure if I put them. Chin tucks. It's just simply what it is. You sit up straight, you pull your chin back, and it pulls from here all the way up. And you let it go, and you keep doing it. You've got to make sure you keep your shoulders relaxed and hold it for several seconds. Now, sucking your thumb, putting your thumb at the very top of your roof, and I do mean sucking it, can help this whole area relax, believe it or not. Also, running your tongue from the front of your teeth back the roof of your mouth, and you push hard. Oh, that feels funny. Will also help relax your TMJ. The other thing, you can use your two fingers. You can do this on both sides. That relaxes the muscles in the cheeks. Now, also, when you stick your hot finger in all the way back, you can feel this notch right here. You can go in. Oh, and massage that knot. It may make you nauseated. It may be painful and very sore. But if you get popped in the jaw enough, you know that you need it. And if you have TMJ problems, you really do need to do this. And opening it, closing it, why applying the pressure? Tap it. Do figure eights on it. Massage it. Put some essential oils on there. Because when our jaws hurt, this whole area, and it can even make our teeth crooked because we're holding our jaws so tight all the time. Right? Does that make sense? Okay. Sinuses. We all have had sinus headaches, I'm sure. And it usually follows symptoms. Pressure on one side of the face or one side of your head, for example. Your face is tender to touch. It's worse with sudden movements and bending forward. On this one, no ice. Warm compresses to your face, using a decongestant. Allow that mucus to drain. You can also come in here with your middle finger, again, massage, and get in there with your fingers all the way up, all the way across all of here, because you can feel it. You can get under here, and with this part of your finger, you can get under here and throw that stuff out. And you can move your own sinus headache out. You can also, because it's going to drain, right? It's going to drain right into your throat, into your lymphatics. So let's get the Vulcan going. Got the fingers like this, right? Get it up underneath of here. Melt this stuff away. Get it going. This will also, this hold will also help, excuse me. I needed that. Whew. This will also help the vagus nerve and to calm your other nervous systems down. Your thumb is back here on your neck where it's calming, cheeks, and you just kind of brief it. Now, when I first got taught, they told you to have this like this and put these 3 fingers here to calm this down. And I do that, but for some reason, I like holding both sides at the same doggone time. It's just, it allows more to empty for me. So you do what trips your little trigger. So you can, again, use saline spray or the vaporizer or steam inhalation. And again, tapping, tapping, tapping. We cannot get enough tapping in when we're doing our headaches. Now, this pressure point here. Sorry, me doing that. When you apply pressure to the third eye pressure point, it's thought to release the eye strain, right? When you push here, that causes headaches. Because sometimes our third eye can cause us to have headaches. But you also need to go in and look at the anatomy of the eye itself. See if the cornea is okay, if the iris is okay. Is the optic nerve functioning fully? There are several components to your eyes, so you need to want to check that. Ginger root tea is way excellent for headaches. This point here is gallbladder 21. And this reduces the inflammation in your mucous membrane. So that's why I put down the ginger tea, because it's best for the sinus affection. Now mine, when I push on mine, I can go just like this. Ouch. Ooh, yeah, mine are sore. Yep, I don't know about yours, but mine are really sore. How about yours? Ginger also contains, you're sore too? Contains antihistamines and other compounds that control the allergic reactions and may speed your healing up too. Other teas can help too, including those with basil and peppermint. But I absolutely love what ginger does. And you can add a little turmeric to it. And the ginger and turmeric itself are not only anti-inflammatory, both of them, but oh, it just feels so good on your body. How does that feel?
Yes.
Did that feel good? Okay, good, good, good. Okay. Hormonal. We all know that hormones in men and in women can play a big role in our lifetime. It can be triggered, and there is such a fluctuation in our energy or our estrogen levels as we get older, excuse me, around the, and there also is a dip around the time of the menstrual cycle for women. Women may also experience more headaches around the start of menopause and when they undergo a hysterectomy. They don't tell you about that, do they? No, they don't. Magnesium may help if taken daily, and take it at night, and you want to take it with potassium, muscle test, which is best for your body, because there's more than one brand. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you, do this, do this, do this, buy this brand, buy this brand. I want you to muscle test for yourself, because what's good for me may not be what's good for you. Now, estrogen itself controls chemicals in our brain, which I know that you're very much aware of that, but they also affect the sensation for pain. Did you know that? Which I thought was very interesting. So when you just have a little bit of drop in your estrogen level, it can cause you to have a headache. So you want to hold the point for energy medicine and balance it several times a day. So again, we always want to rub our hands together, shake that energy off. Again, from the beginning of that hairline, back across, from the cerebellum, wrapped around here, and you've got it like this. And you just hold it and you belly breathe. Now, there are several organs and glands that also produce different hormones, and we can hold their meridian points to help us to produce them. But the main ones come up here from our cranium. So we can do that and hold those. Now, it will take time. If your body's not used to having energies ran for it, it will take time for your body to recognize, man, she's trying to help me out here. Cool beans, let me do this. And it will start working. And then you will start feeling, when I first started, I started feeling little tingles, and then it was like a mad rush. And now when I put my hands on certain areas, it literally feels like electricity is being put right on that spot. So it's just a matter of time of you getting used to your energies running on how you could do this. So supplements to help with estrogen, soy or other legumes. Again, muscle test, flaxseed, dark chocolate, garlic oil supplements, red clover. I really like how red clover works. Vitamin D, B, vitamin C, rose hips, not regular vitamin C. Vitamin C will give you diarrhea. Wild yam cream works marvelously. And red wine is high in phytoestrogens. That's up to you whether you drink wine. And boron is also a mineral that helps your body absorb testosterone and estrogen. Except when I did more looking into boron, I didn't like what I see. So y'all take that where you want to take that. Now, another form of dehydration, as we all know, is when we don't drink enough. And it can happen very quickly. Even mild dehydration can cause massive headaches. There's usually other symptoms like the fatigue, the dizziness, the extreme thirst, and dry mouth. But some people don't even put those two and twos together, that that's what's going on with their body. So please listen to the red lights that keep flashing on your body and what it's trying to say to you. Now, dehydration headaches can get better with at-home remedies like drinking water. But are you absorbing that water? Are you absorbing what you're drinking? Maybe, and maybe not. So resting and taking over-the-counter pain relievers if needed. I don't like those pain relievers. What you can use instead of aspirin is white willow bark. That is a natural herb for aspirin. So are you absorbing the water you're drinking? Have you ever tested whether you are actually absorbing your fluid? Most of the time, that would be a no. Stress. Lord have mercy, where would we be without stress? Is that not true? Dull, aching, head pain, feeling of tightness or pressure across the forehead, the sides of the back of the neck, tenderness, the scalp, the neck, shoulders, whole 9 yards, whole gamut. We know that stress can affect us in so many ways, and we don't really slow down to take the time to look at why, what, when, or where. We just let it go, and we can't do that anymore. Anything that activates your muscles and gets your blood flowing clears your mind and helps you to breathe more, can be helpful if you have a headache. But if you don't ever do any of these things, if you don't ever realize, hey man, my body's trying to talk to me, you're not going to get where you need to be. So take a break from these bloody computers where we're all on them all the time, or we are always on our phones. Stay off of them for a while. Give yourself a break. Give your eyes a break. Go look outside at the beautiful sunshine. Learn to relax. Learn to avoid stressful situations. If you know you're going to be in a stressful situation, then you need to work on your boundaries before you ever get there. And if you feel yourself getting pushed, you need to walk away, gather yourself, and come back. There's ways that we can learn how to be better. Make time for yourself, make quiet time for yourself, make time for self-care, for loving yourself. Your mindset is so vitally important. So what is your body actually saying when you have headaches? Have you ever stopped to think, to ask whether anything is going on? Have you ever done that? Okay, so have you asked, am I stressed? Am I tired? Do I come on too serious? Or is too much going on? And where does it show? It shows up in a headache. Am I feeling out of control? Am I feeling overwhelmed? Am I feeling overcrowded, frustrated, or undermined? Am I self-critical? Are you listening to that critical voice that talks all the time? Are you serving it lunch? Don't serve that voice lunch. Send it on its way. Are you self-sabotaging yourself? We do that rather easily. All by ourselves. We don't need anybody else's help. Are you in validation of yourself? Are you in judgment of yourself or others? You ever stop and think? What does that feel like? Is that why I'm feeling like that? Am I thinking too much? Or am I analyzing too much? Do you ever overthink? We all have a tendency to overthink, don't we? And then some. Am I frustrated or critical or even angry at somebody? Or am I angry at myself? Am I suspecting people backstabbing me? What difference does that make? That's on them. That's not on you. Am I guarded? Why are you guarded? Am I disappointed in myself and others? Why? Where do you feel that? Am I thinking way too much? Why are you thinking way too much? Am I wanting to stand up for myself, but not knowing really how to do so? That's where we learn about those boundaries and our voice. It does take time, but once you get it, you're as beautiful as can be. Too much going on and not knowing where to stop. The lack of self-belief. At times in life, we all get to where we don't believe in ourselves. But if we don't believe in ourselves, then who is? Remember just how worthy and how beautiful you truly are. Don't forget that. Don't let anybody tell you anything other than that, especially not that critical voice. Are you controlling? Do you try to control everything in your home and everything outside of your home? Do you put extra pressure on yourself and others? Are you too serious? Are you a perfectionist? Are you overcommitting yourself? Do you have a great need for love? Do you have a great need for approval? From whom? You? others? Are you ignoring your own needs? Or are you putting other people before yourself? Don't do that anymore, because we do have a habit of doing that, especially empaths that always want to help everybody. They help everybody else and they stay on the sidelines. Are you feeling extremely guilty or full of anxiety? Makes you think, doesn't it? Do you have conflict with yourself and other people? Are you creating self-punishment due to feeling angry and annoyed with others, stating, "You are giving me a headache"? How many times have you said that? How many times does it happen? One too many. I know. So metaphysically looks at things a little bit differently than we do as a practitioner. And I like how metaphysical works. So this is just going to give you a little bit to think about, because I like to give you things to think about. So what is that conflict in your life? How does it make you feel? Does it give you a headache? Have you been in any contact with any heavy metals? Because heavy metals are going to give you headaches. Why do you internalize your conflicted feelings? Why not journal them? Why not talk about them? Get them out. What stops you from expressing your needs? Who stops you? What stops you? When does it stop you? Do you have current frustration right now in this moment? Where does it stem from? What does it feel like? Have you ever checked the womb stages and birthing complications from your mom? I'm really surprised at what that shows. You feel like you have to be better than other people and your flaws should not be seen by others. We all have flaws. We all are of the flesh, and it's all right. Do you try to control circumstances, physical trauma? Now, if you have physical trauma within your life, it does need to be worked on. It's not going to come all out at once. We have to safeguard you. What is overwhelming in your life? What circumstances are so overwhelming that it causes you to have a headache? You'd be surprised at some of the answers I get for that one. Do you have suppressed grief that you don't talk about? You don't want to talk about? You don't want nobody to know? And you just keep shoving it deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper inside. By whom do you feel such pressure by? Is your pelvic misaligned? Because all of this can cause this to hurt. Who insulted you or challenged you? And then check your anger against resentment for yourself and others. What will it take to alleviate some of the stress that I'm feeling? We all hold stress in a different way, and stress isn't needed in our life because it just causes more problems. That's why EFT is here. What fears and pressures am I placing on myself that are not even legitimate? Do you worry about things that you really don't need to be worrying about? I think we all do that. What am I resisting, and what will it take to open up that process of life? What will it take to trust that everything is going to work out? Because it always does. May not be the way we like it, but it will work out. What will it take to reverse the negativity and resentment and trade it in for positive emotions and mental freedom. I don't know why I put a T there, but okay. What value is there in continuing to feed my insufficiencies? What ideas and information am I receiving that are incompatible with what I want to create? Do you have incompatible thoughts that are stopping you from creating what you want to achieve? What will it take to remove myself from the chaos I perceive is happening to me and settle in as an observer rather than a participant in my life? All of these things, when I go through metaphysical stuff, there is at least 6 pages of questions of things to be asked for just one imbalance. It is amazing what answers you can get. Now, acupressure points. I know you know that there's a lot of them out there, but one of the best pressure points to focus on when treating the headaches is the skin between the thumb and forefinger. So that's the Hegu point that we talked about, right? Now, Dr. Renee actually recommends massaging this area each for 20 to 30 seconds. So I'm going to take this up here for we can see all of these. I don't know if y'all can see all of them or not. Let me just do that. Okay. This acupressure point, this one right here, the second one. Now, I like to do this one at nighttime before I go to bed. And what I do is I bring my third eye down and I push this down at the same time. So I'm doing both of these at the same time because this pressure point causes my neck to swell. Now, this one on the inside, oh, I guess mine's a little sore. I almost said a bad word. Shooey. Right here on the inside of your elbow. Oh, boy, that puppy is sore. And on both sides. So, I don't know if I can get mine up far enough where you can see. So your elbow bends here, right? So you come right in front of it. And that's where it's at. And then on this point, you take your finger, you go down here, and it's right here. You push on this side is the triple warmer. This is the spleen. You hold them both together. Now, you may not feel anything, but it does make a difference. And then you want to go an inch down and hold these. The Haigu point. And then where she's holding this point right here, you take your hand above, I can't see that very well, above this point, and you would go right to here. So you'd be your fingers right above your bone, and right there is where you would push that point in. And then this point here is from your second toe right up to the top of that foot. That is your liver point, and that puppy's going to be sore. Okay, if you have any questions, please do. Don't hesitate to ask. But when you go up here on this lovely liver point, you can massage it to the right, you can tap on it, or you can figure eight it. My liver point, because of all the medicines that my lovely body has been through, it almost makes me pass out when I touch it. So be careful. Don't apply too much pressure, but apply enough that you're actually moving the energy out. Now, when you tap or massage any of these points, please utilize a lotion or an essential oil. Please, 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 please do not do on dry skin. You can use one of these little puppies. I don't know if you can see that or not. Can you see this? You can use one of these little puppies. And after you get done using it, sage it so it's ready to go for the next time. Okay. So, warning. Sorry, I normally don't give warnings out, but I will give warnings. If you have blurred vision, sensitivity to light, pressure behind your beautiful eyes, relieved by vomiting, food allergies, pressure in the facial sinus area, throbbing of the head and temples, heart pounding, visual color changes, and feeling as if your head will explode. Go to the ER. Please don't mess around or seek your chiropractor. Headaches and headache pain is nothing to mess around with. I'll tell you a wee bit of a story. I don't like talking about this. My blood pressure went to the kinks in July, and I started seeing black dots. I went to the eye doctor, and of course, you know, when you see black dots, that means your eyes are bleeding. They send you over to the vision specialist. Well, they inject your eyes because they don't want your eyes bleeding. Well, I went blind in this one for just 24 hours. I went blind in this eye for 12 weeks. No help from nobody. Let me tell you what, take care of your eyes, take care of your headaches, and make sure you're doing the right things for your body, because by golly, by gum, they will not. Just anyway. Holistic health supplements, calcium and magnesium, big for headaches, coenzyme Q10. Now, muscle test if you're going to take any of these. Are these appropriate for my body? Are they for my highest good? Can I take them together? Do I need to take them at night? Do I need to take them in the morning? Do I need to take them in the afternoon? You take them always 2 hours away from any medication. So coenzyme Q10, potassium. Now, potassium is for the proper sodium and potassium balance. You don't want that off, because you will retain water and you will get a headache from that. Vitamin B6 in the morning. And I know it says 3 times a day because that's what my book says, but I don't do B6 only in the morning. B complex, I only do those in the morning too. And the book said TID. So I know you probably wondering, what book am I talking about that I'm always talking about? It's Nutritional Healing. It's Prescription for Nutritional Healing. I have used this book probably, close to 40 years. If I have quite a collection. Burdock root. Burdock root works really well. Now, if you're going to make a tea with it, get some honey in there, because it doesn't taste good. It has a bite. It has a big bite. You can use feverfew, golden seal root. Now, when you're using golden seal, again, that's blood sugar. Make sure your body needs this capsule. Lavender, marshmallow. Marshmallow is not marshmallow, it's marshmallow. It is for the kidneys. And when your headache is a hurting, your kidneys need help. And then beautiful rosemary. Rosemary works for so many beautiful things. It's a great little herb. So try eliminating these foods from your diet. Alcohol, bananas, caffeine, cheese, sour cream, chicken, chocolate, citrus fruit, smoked fish, herring, onions, peanut butter, pork, vinegar, wine, and all fresh and baked yeast products. Yeast, as we all know, causes that lovely candida. And once you've got candida, it's a booger to get rid of. You don't want candida in your body. German medicine. I don't know how many of you follow German medicine. It's a lot different than it is here in the States. Reports that these foods contain amino acids that cause the blood pressure to rise, which results in a headache. So most of these foods I will not even put in my body, but we do have them once in a while. When you eliminate food from your body because of food allergies and it gives you a headache, only put back in one food a month to try. And if it gives you a headache, you know you don't need it. You can also go into, why is this food giving me such a sensitivity? And you would not believe some of the answers. Some of the answers I've been getting here lately about food toxicities are all agricultural toxicities. So please be careful. Now, when you're utilizing these things, you can also take charcoal and do a cleansing enema. That will also help with your headache. The charcoal will bind to it and pull it out. Now, we're always going to talk about my lovely AO scanner. It's very non-invasive technology that uses bioresonance to analyze and optimize the body's frequencies. I know you've heard about me talking about this, but I use mine again today for my headache. It does reduce your headache, and I could find out what actually caused it. It was something that I ate yesterday, and I didn't even think about it when I ate it. So it is very nice that we can actually find out what causes them and how to alleviate them through utilizing applied kinesiology. Now, when I ran mine, see if I can get this to, just for y'all can see what I'm talking about. This is what the hormones look like on when you run the hormone chit on the AO scanner. Anything over 41% or 40%. So my progesterone is at 51%. I need to go in and remove. My testosterone, I need to remove. My luteinizing hormone, I need to balance. My IGF-1, I need to balance. And my glucagon, I need to balance. So I ate a big meal before I did this test. That is why my glucagon is so high. Remember when I said last week that we eat big meals, or 2 weeks ago, we eat big meals and the liver and the stomach can't handle any more glucagon. It's going to slough off and it's going to go into our adipose tissue. And that's where we get weight around our belly. Now, the other ones I need to look at, -12, the antithrombin antibody. Now, -7, my T4. These are some other ones, my FSH, that, my progesterone is 0.5. So see, there's other ones that I need to go back and look at, my aldosterone. They're all, my parathyroid is low again, calciton low again. So there are things that we can do when we go into this AO scanner to actually help it. Now, one of the things that I like to use is, and this is how this is work. This is a red light therapy band. Now, red light therapy is awesome. I use it twice a day. I wear it on my arms and my legs. If I have a headache, I put it back here. This is how I got my eyesight back. And this helps to increase and repair circulation. It's very enhancing. Now this one, I can get it to come on. This is the one that you can use for your face and for your skin, and it brings circulation up, and it's actually rather nice. It has a 2-minute timer on it, and it works really wonderful. Red light is a big storm that's taken over by everybody, but the increase of what it does to your circulation is what we need, because our circulation has gone slower. Now, the emotional freedom technique, and I know that we talk about this every single time, and we will, because the emotional freedom technique is a very unique and beautiful way to ensure that we combine elements of acupuncture and psychology to alleviate physical and emotional imbalances. So you always want to do a setup session, and the setup session is always on the fatty part of your hand. Sidra says, I had Bell's palsy. It was red light therapy that made all the difference. Beautiful. Red light therapy is amazing. I've been kind of shocked by it a few times. Thank you for sharing that. So if you want to start right here, we're going to do just a little one on headaches. You can change it to anything. You can make it as simple or as grandiose. You can go through 6 times. And as you can see, my husband down here, David, can you hold that up? This is David Feinstein and Donna's new tapping book. It's just out. Very nice, very new. So we're going to start right here. Even though I have this headache, I deeply and completely accept myself. And you come up here at the bridge of the nose, the inner eye. This pain in my head. Then you go out to the side. Except I missed one. This pain in my head. And go onto the eyes. This tension. Up under your nose. This headache. Down here, the chin. This pain. Then you go to your collarbones. This headache. And this is a really cheesy one, but this tension in my head under the arm, in the top of the head, this pain. So this is what I would do. You can follow along or not. This headache in my head, side of the eyes, it is making my eyes and my head thump. Under the eyes, it is making me nauseated and sensitive to light. Under the nose, this headache pain is overwhelming. Under the lip, this headache pain. What if I didn't have it? Collarbone. This headache pain is releasing from my body. Under your arm, this pain and tension are leaving my body now. Top of your head. How wonderful to have this tension leave my body. Go a little bit slower on the inside of the eyes. This headache pain outside of the eyes. What a blessing to have it dissipate under the eyes. It's so wonderful to be clear-headed. Under the nose, it is nice not to have a foggy mind. Under the lip, it is a blessing to have this relieved from my body. Collarbone, I am so peaceful now that this headache is gone. Under the arm, I release this headache to not return today. And on top of the head, my body is at peace as it heals and grows into the loving part of me that it is, because I am at peace. Take a deep breath in, hold your hands up, and allow the Lord to grace your hands. And then put this up across your chest area. Now remember how powerful of a tool your mind is, and how you can release your headache, how you can release pain, how you can release anything from your life just by doing little simple measures. Now, I want you to just go around your face, the heart, come up through the middle, and just remember how beautiful you are, how stunning you are, and how magnificent you are. Mwah. And how does that feel? Does anybody have a headache right now? We're good to go. Well, God bless you. Thank you. If anybody has any questions, please ask. If not, then we are free to go. I want to thank you so very much for being with us tonight as we talk about these lovely headaches that aren't so lovely sometimes. But God bless you and thank you.